most likely won't even count. If they can continue to get good matches for the next 5 matches, then they're good to go.
Yeah, that's what I love about this format. No matter what you do, you always have a chance. And I think this game is going to go to Booga and Threats. I don't know why. I just have that feeling. I just have that feeling.
Well, we saw there not too many eliminations, I think, in the last game, but managed to survive for a long time. But let's head over to our casters right now. It's back to 11 and Shire for game number 2.
Game number 2 is here. The players are already leaving the battle bus, not getting on it. They're already off it. And they are ready to go right back into the swing of things.
Yeah, exits, no entrances. The question is, what does EMAD know? Booga Threats called out to win this game. Interesting revelations. And what are the adjustments right now? I'm seeing a few more people at Rumble Ruins, Creaky getting a few more players, so maybe some of the qualifiers switching things up in game 2.
Yeah, I think, you know, oftentimes, right, we always have this conversation about, you know, of course it's still early doors, but like, it is just ever more so early doors when you have 18 games of competition. Game 2, you're like, okay, man, like, you know, like, does it even matter kind of thing? But of course it does, because you know, you have to sort of set motion. You can't allow yourself to fall back behind too far. But for sure, game 2, I expect to see much more of the same from game 1 in terms of just, again, people trying to fill things out for the lobby. If you are in a situation where you're contested, you want to try and establish, you know, yourself as a dominant party there. Pablo Wingu, unfortunately, going down here, and his teammate isn't anywhere really in sight. That's Pars that takes him out from afar. So it's not even Pump and Trashy who are right beneath him, dealing that damage.
They're gonna hear that Elam though. They're gonna walk around a little bit. So much time to be able to just keep zooming through zone. Look at a few of these early fights breaking down. Not gonna happen this game too fast just yet.
Yeah, and I think Pump's one elim probably is an elim onto Bevy's, right? And so Bevy's got cleaned up by him, and then it was a pass to take down Pablo Wingu. So unfortunate for that duo. That's one of the few sort of Osborne contested fights we see.
But I'd still be up. Only one player down so far, so could be a thing. I wonder who he took out then. Was it a reboot? Because
maybe. I'm silly.
He knocked him.
He knocked him, but Pars finished him.
Respects.
And then, okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Fortnite.
Battle Royale. Vanyak, Karmi, Epic Whale. Last game, Karmi, Vanyak. Not much to even do at all. I think one of the first teams to be taken down. That was Acorn, just being an absolute powerhouse. DJen says Lucky also once again caught between a rock and a hard place, but they go straight in for a few shots. It's Gentle getting bopped backwards. Shock reacted by another shock. Now they're looking giddy. They're like, okay, we made it off spawn. Oh, what do we do now?
Yeah, of course. They didn't get to play our last game, right? So this is game 1 for them, right? This is game 1 for them. Gentle and S-Dark were giving them problems before, so of course Gentle, a very, very well-known player here in the Middle East region. So we're gonna try and rep, not just for Falcons, but for the whole of the Middle East in this competition. Speaking of Middle East players, of course, Satam and Smikey here.
They're going back and forth, but once again, you mentioned it last game. Not very familiar with going on that north side. South side for them is where the action was. Kind of just being put on ice cold. A lot of brutal bashing. I feel like it's just all talk. No one actually fights at this POI.
Yeah, it can be an awkward spot to fight in. Very awkward spot to fight in. It's sort of like one of these teams is going to establish themselves as a team that captures the flag. And then the other one is sort of just going to leave and look to loot elsewhere a lot of the time. We do see fights happen here sometimes, right? Especially last season, right? We saw a bunch of fighting for over the vaults and whatnot, but yeah, I think that one will be a bit more peaceful throughout the day.
Oh, issues right now is we haven't seen them before for Revsguard and Ziandi. They got to mid game pretty easily. Pump and Trash is trying to just switch things up so far here at the stilts. Oh, and a misfire from one of the shockwave grenades does end up costing them about 200 more damage onto their duo collectively. Zandy and Revsguard able to just get away.
And these are the fine margins we talk about that can cost you down the line. HP will be reacquired here over time, but Pump and Trashy very much looking more favorable as it stands. Both teams will just look to loot up And again, it's just a bit of posturing towards each other, right? A lot of the time you see that happening where different players are very much warning you. They're not going to fully engage you, but they're warning you and letting you know, look, keep your distance.
I think Queasy and Vino were doing that to a duel last game.
Yeah, they were doing it to Source last game.
Yeah. This time, not going to have that situation. It's about holding your ground more so than keeping your distance. Genjutsu crossing, getting the whole zone. The top left of the map, there actually has a lot of people, a sizable amount of people so far out of zone. Will have to move. We saw Robab also on stage. Confident today. Laid back, got his classic white shirt, just seeing what he wants to do.
Yeah, shout out to Robab, man. Of course, Wox as well, playing with him. These guys have a lot of experience playing with each other, so we'll see whether or not it actually translates to much success here. I think another example of a team who, again, maybe aren't quite considered favorites in this competition, but have plenty of firepower.
Oh, they can shoot. Right now, what do the winners of Game 1 have in terms of a strat for Game 2? Not going to be instant knock, so they're going to have to fight for a few of these eliminations. Blanca is gone. He got his license. He's ready to drive.
He does not want any problems right now. They've just gone to a whole different side of town.
Mega City really starting to get populated, though, as a few more duos move in. These guys were doing that without shield, too. That's crazy. I feel like having this idea of a loadout, like what you want to do, is so important for a bunch of these duos. Not everyone's going to have that Cybertron cannon, but this duo in specific, knowing that they have control of that game after game, it makes them so much more of a threat to everyone else on the server.
Yeah, I think you see sort of, you can almost see what people's ideal loadout is. A lot of people have the same sort of loadout. Of course, priority being bunkers. Shockwaves are a huge deal as well, right? Trying to get out dodge as soon as possible. This here, the Cybertron, wow, hitting both players there. Amar and Reason, big damage being taken.
Now they know they actually jump up as well, because so much of those like just naturally occurring walls are already taken down, if not more than halfway taken down. Hero gone. Arrow says to Fahad, "You have failed this city," and just ends up getting that Elan for free.
Takes him out, nice and clean.
And sub for him as well is just like, I feel like a nice grounding pull almost, right? Every time we see Arrow spinning about, landing good shots, so accurate. Sub's there to make sure he has that HP pool. It's just big chilling. Gentle and S-Dark, I mean, they've been all around the world, it seems like right now. The last time we saw them it was snowing. Now it's a jungle vacation. They're going to see what's good, but over at Rumble Ruins, we do have a knocked body. Over at Brutal, we'll have like 5 different teams rotating in just a second. Who's all the way up at Shady Stilts? You don't have a boat. You got to start running.
Oh, look, they might just be looking to play the zone. We see a lot of players do that. This is Lucky and Degen. Again, for them, almost a chance at a first game, right? They played last game, but it didn't quite go too well for them.
Is it going well now? You know, they're full right now, but are they eating? Because no elims. 0-0, they got like 4 fights in them. What's going on?
Well, usually if you're full, you don't want to eat, right?
True.
I think they're content with just waiting until their next meal.
All right.
But the problem is, right, you see where they have to rotate through Rumble Ruins. That next meal is going to be hard to come by.
It's true.
Because they got a lot of hungry players around them that will very much be looking to take advantage of somebody. Gentle, and that's Dark, waiting around here. And they have a good spot above, but the problem is that there's a lot of trees here for cover, so actual visibility on players could be difficult.
The visibility and safety as well is a little bit difficult too. We know there's people inside the zone. We know there's a team below them towards the backside as well. Guys got to be careful.
Yeah, you can see both just on either side of the roof, right, and just sort of rotating around. Gentle on one side, Dark on the other. Did I hear "Let's Go Falcons"?
Let me hear it. Yeah. It's back.
That's actually the reason why I wanted to come back here. Yeah. It was just to hear the "Let's Go Falcons." They got to get louder, though. That's what we need.
18 games, you know? Every game it gets 10 decibels louder.
Hey, I can see it. Seti going down in the feed. Interesting, interesting. Canada and Aegis will start to make their move on throughout. You can see Canada very much scouting, looking at the gas station, trying to figure out who's there.
Actually taking a while to pick which augment he wants to take as well. Interesting. I feel like for Zerable, a lot of the times people just immediately lock in, know what they want to do, but he's saving up for something. Vert and Quinn also just taking their time. These guys know. They know exactly what's going down.
Tayson in the feed as well. So we saw Seti go down a second ago. Tayson following suit. And that's tough because those are two big names, but two names who historically just haven't quite been able to find a winning formula in zero builds. And I think as a fan of Tayson, all of us who are fans of Tayson, we're still waiting for that big land performance from him, and it just hasn't quite come. And they're going to have to turn around their fortunes if it is to come anytime soon. And look, if you're Tayson, you got all the fans screaming your name, right? Let's go Falcons non-stop. You know, you got to start to live up for them. Look here at the map as you look closer and closer to that next zone.
It's not too far.
Very much a similar sort of position. Not many teams are going to have to change up their plans drastically.
Yeah. But this is where the ticks start to kind of up themselves. No more being up at stilts. The same team. I don't know why I'm picking on them so much. Still so far north side in the zone. Watch them just win this game. Sabanero just end up moving in. Not going to be focused too much by that team that was on top of the temple.
Yeah, but they had to wait a bit. You see, right? Everyone's sort of left now, and they're finally starting to get in. It's taking some time now. Take some HP as well. Refsguard and Ziandi, they've got themselves a vehicle in this game. They're right beneath the Rift Island. It looks like they want to go up as well, so we'll see how effective that is. Ziandi, a bit of indecision there about which zipline to use to get up. He wanted to run to the other one, instead decided to use the one Refsguard did. Thomas and Malabuka sitting just beneath it.
Are they going to check? I don't see a flare gun on Thomas. Maybe they've already seen it. Yeah, there's a car right next to a zip.
Yeah, they know.
They got to know.
If they don't know, they're going to get to know right now. If they go up above, you can see both looking to jump on the Rift. And these are two very, very top teams going up against each other.
Oh, they're committing.
From the EU, and they're just going to land on their heads. Oh my goodness, Malabuka. Was that the right play? I don't think so. He goes down. Thomas is beneath the house. He's just ready and waiting. You can see Malabuka now looking at Thomas's screen. He's hoping, praying he can make something happen. Thomas down. Doesn't have access to the vault. He's just going to have to wait down here. Places a bunker down. Drop some loot, but it's not going to be enough HP. Oh, dearie me. You saw them fully commit to landing on the roof. That's an all-in play.
You can't really fly or go anywhere else either. It's absolutely impossible. The Thomas now will try to just fly away. Launch padding straight up in the sky. I can't believe what I just saw. This is just insanity over here at Gamers8. Thomas now finally in a relaxed position. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to even attempt to retrieve to get that card, but business as usual for the duo now in the room.
I'm still trying to just comprehend what I just saw from Malabuka and Thomas there. I don't know if that, like, surely they must have known somebody was up there, right? You see the car down by the zipline, and you just rift up and full landing on the roof. Like, it's madness, but hey.
It could have worked. It could have honestly worked.
If they had won the fight, we'd be sitting here saying, oh my goodness, they're the best players in the game, you know? So, you know, that's the hypocrites we are, but.
No, but yeah, no, that's the least likely thing. It's just interesting to see that even if you take 50 damage flying in, you commit. What I do like, though, is when a duo commits, even if it's a mistake, if they're on the same page and they're still there, that's very important.
Yes.
I think it'd be worse if Malabuka is just flying somewhere else completely and Thomas is committing to the fight, even if he thinks it's a bad decision.
Well, that's the one thing I've always respected about Thomas, is that as good of a player as he is, you know, sometimes when you're as good as a player as Thomas, you always expect players to have an ego in that they, you know, think, you know, why are you doing this? Like, they're going to question decisions. Like, Thomas is the kind of player where he will listen to his IGL.
Yeah.
If you make a call, no matter who, if I'm IGLing Thomas, he will listen to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he will respect his IGL, and so very much like not going to be questioning that, but maybe he will next time because it didn't quite work out for them. So it's lucky then DJ in the midst of a fight, and a fight that doesn't look like they're going to win. Quinn coming out on top of that one. Vert will be very happy about that. Quinn picking up both limbs, but that was a close call. Both players just all in each other's faces, and those are the kind of battles that can be very hard to call.
Who were they still fighting? It felt like there was more shots there.
Yeah, it was the
shields because of fire on the ground.
Yeah, the fireflies or whatever, you know, the bees, sorry, causing them issue.
Wasps.
The wasps, sorry, yeah, not bees, wasps. Big
bees are nice. Bees are nice.
Are they?
Yeah, they just want to pollinate, oxygen, something. They're very important.
Well, whatever it wasn't nice. It was,
That's true. That's true.
It wasn't very nice. Nima, Cal Gamer, a team we got to watch in the qualifiers yesterday. They won the qualifier yesterday, and so coming in fine form.
Gotta fly right by this island that had a cannon event on top of it, so.
Yeah. Are you confident about their chances today here in the competition?
I feel like they're going to be one of the duos that's just consistent. You know, I talked about Ziandi kind of being that top 3 in people's minds. The performance might be just like a top 3 performance every single time, every single game. If these guys average like a performance that's somewhere to the top 10, top 20 game after game, they could rise up if they have some type of pop-up games, right? So far I haven't seen any crazy mistakes from Nima and Cal Gamer, and that's the important thing.
Yeah, and I think they'll be happy regardless.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you can put up a decent showing.
Ooh.
Fluger not.
Hold up. Flare gun connoisseurs. They actually took off the shields from both Noah and his dual partner Blaster at the same time, just from flare guns.
That's tough. That is absolutely tough. They're going to keep going as well, but for some return fire. Oh! Yeah, don't mess with us, Blaster's going to be thinking. We can deal some damage with a cannon ourselves. Well, the problem for Blaster and Noah is like they are now just very much trapped. They can't go that way because Opt is going to be right there. And if they go up the hill, there's another team waiting. If they peek out from behind this bunker, Ziandi's up there. So, like, it's not a good spot to be in right now. Like, they are trapped.
The fireworks in Riyadh apparently fly on the 7th of July.
Yeah.
But there's no celebration here, though, in this game. This is just stress.
Stress it is for these players.
They all got to move. Ref's guard.
Ref's guard.
From downtown.
From way downtown. Oh, my goodness. Connecting onto Vert. That is crazy.
Oh, man.
Yom's on paper now. They're just going to have to hope they can get away scotch-free. Hope the angle's too awkward, yeah.
Almost saw him. Oh, I can't really make it out from the zone.
It's tough. I think they're expecting them maybe to rift up or something.
Yeah. Now they're gone, and then off the top, those guys glide away too. I've not seen the scooter at all this season, but this is hilarious with Fluger and Opt.
Well, the reason you don't see it is because it's such a risk. Like
they're not even driving it right.
Yeah.
Just crashing into walls.
Somebody can very easily just take shots at you. You don't have cover. It's not like when you're Lardo and Bloom are right here where they have a lot of cover. Like anyone can just take shots at you if you're on a motorbike like that. So gotta be careful. Of course, Bloom and Lardo, another team that qualified through the Middle Eastern qualifiers yesterday. Very, very happy for Bloom. He flew all the way from the UK to be here and to play. And he made it all worth it.
Whoa.
F-Guard and Ziandi, they've come off of the island now. And they're looking to get into the mix of a fight with Fluger and Opt. And it's one that they will quickly win. Oh, no, it's King and King
flying in, yeah.
Okay, oh.
So they're just like, okay, let's go again then.
Well, now
why not?
F-Guard will get involved in
Yeah,
it.
why not?
And they'll just clean up. Okay. Still the same conclusion then. In the end, it's still Refsguard and Ziandi who come out on top.
Refsguard had 6 bunkers.
Wow.
He's only used 2 so far. Or 3. I'll just say 3 so my math's right. He's had 6 bunkers.
You'll probably pick up a couple more from all those bodies there. Thomas HD.
Still alive?
Still alive, hiding though.
I know the call. I understand the call. Malibuka goes up towards the island, down on purpose, leaves Thomas HD in clutch situation, and then he just wins the clutch for the clip.
Look, if that ends up playing out how you say it does, I'd be very surprised, because you can see they have got a long ways to go. Max distance rotation to get to zone. If Thomas can come out alive, I'd be surprised. Rescard barely able to make out, and we saw how strong of a position they were in only a matter of moments ago. Ziani wanted to go out with a bang, and unfortunately he will, just not in the way he intended. You can see Pinkin and us scoring across the zone. Acorn obviously one last game, and he's down to bare bones in HP. Quanti ends up falling now as well with Trippin, and it's Trashy and Pump who are going to be able to pick up that loot.
Yeah, this is not a happy beach vacation. Just getting dragged through the sands. Pink and us, I feel like them as well as Bloomy alongside them, everyone in these bunkers seem the most poised right now, the most in control. Looking for shots everywhere, but as soon as you get cracked, you know the Cybertron cannons are about to be switched to. You know your walls aren't safe, so Pink and Anas have to be careful here. From the top rope, 2 shots, Bloomy in control, and he's gone.
Bloomy from out of nowhere. Nobody saw that coming. Not Pink, not Anas, not me, not you, Shayo. I did not see that one coming, but that was nice. Bloomy picks that up. And so, in a game where we were questioning, look, this is a qualified team, how much power do they have? He's just jumping into people's faces, into people's bunkers.
They don't care. And why were they there? They wanted this part of the map first. Map knowledge. You know exactly what's about to come up. It's those houses right behind them. You'll see that zone move. Bloomy, Lardle, we're going to take that first. Big risk, though, because anyone could have gone left. Season Blake could have gone left to even just overlook on the hill. They choose to go right. Fighting with Trashy first. A late type rotation with the Shockwaves. So look at the loadout right now. Peak lapel, ... It looks so good with the Shockwaves and the Cybertron cannon.
And his aim needs to match up with that as well. A couple shots connected, but he needs to do a bit more. Dart gets taken out here by Queasy and Veno. And so this is a team who, again, are known, renowned for their prowess in competitive Fortnite, but haven't quite been able to deliver the same in zero build competition. This is their chance, a chance for Bloomy to have another highlight reel moment. Unfortunately, goes awry, but Queasy and Veno stay consistent, stay together, and stay on the edge of the zone, waiting for players to come in.
Acorn waiting for the next person to jump in the taxi. This man is doing an old strat we saw way back in the day when we started off no builds.
It's one that's always remained.
Absolutely. Blake seats in control right now towards the top. Limited in just charges of that Cybertron cannon. They have to be very picky on where they choose to shoot. NPC is actually giving away the location of a few players hiding behind walls. Veno, Queasy on the left, absolutely silent, waiting for their chance to strike. Everyone actually at a standstill. 7 different teams. One finally falls. It's Queasy finding the deal.
And that's another one added to the tally. They have 5 already in this game. And the way these guys are playing so far, it looks like they could get even more. All players on one side of the zone, they're sitting comfortably on the other.
They won't have any control as to who goes down right now, but when it comes to final space, this might be it. This might be the last zone. A lot of the time it's zone 9, zone 10 where things just end, but so much HP on all these players. See Blake to the skies. Everyone's shooting him. It's a cross-hatch stitched blanket, and it's not comfortable for these players up in the air. Blake down, can be distracted. Cybertron cannon wrapped around. It's tough for any player to breathe under this water, but bunkers might make it so. 180 from Cayman, he does stop pumping his tracks.
If you don't have a bunker, you are in for a rude awakening. Queasy and Veno, though, sit comfortably above the rest, and they close out the game with so many limbs as well. Queasy and Veno, we're used to seeing them winning games, maybe not so far in zero builds, but what a perfect time to start doing it.
You thought you were about to see a highlight reel of crazy Shockwaves, big water gameplay. Those guys were the ones making the clip. They chose to say, pause, stop, the game is over.
Wow, what a game from those two. And no celebration. They don't even care. It's just like, yeah, we won a game. Look, there's still so many more left. They're used to winning now, and they aren't letting it get in over their heads. Yeah, look at Veno, look at it. You think you don't see him, man.
It's not his first land. It's not his first land.
He's trying to act ice cold, bro. We know, bro. We see you, bro. We know you're excited, man. It's okay to celebrate. You don't have to be so stoic 24/7, man. It's okay. But big congratulations to those two.
Oh man, what a game overall from everyone, I feel like, across the board.
Yeah.
They were alive. I feel like a few people were still sleeping in that first game, just getting ready, getting awake. This one, everyone just threw everything at the wall.
Yeah, but that finish was mad as well. Like finishing in the water there, like everyone having to place their bunkers. Otherwise, it's like you're literally a fish out of water, like just bobbing on the sea level, waiting for people to take shots at you. Like that is real tough.
Yeah, I got to see a few more highlights from this game overall, just see what's up for the moment. I mean, everyone else trying so hard. Queasy Vino asking, should we end the game?